If you want to go fast on a bike, and I mean seriously fast, then you need an aero bike, like this Canyon Aeroad behind me. Now, there's no doubt about it, an aero bike will help you go faster for less effort. However, the downside is the price. All that computer and wind tunnel testing requires a lot of investment, and that would push the price up. This Canyon Aeroad, however, bucks the trend because it first launched in 2015, getting a disc brake update in 2017, and for 2019, the CF SL version now costs just £2,899 with a Shimano 1.5 group set and the deep section Renault wheels. For £400 less, you get the same bike, the same group set with rim brakes. So rim brakes, disc brakes, it's up to you which one you go for, but there's a bit of a price difference between the two. However, they're both really affordable, comparatively speaking, aero road bikes. They're much cheaper than most of the modern aero bikes from the likes of Specialized, Candale and Cervelo and so on. So in this video, I'm going to find out whether this bike is any good, whether it's still fast, whether it still cuts the mustard, or whether it's showing its age and needs to be confined to the history books and updated. So let's go for a ride and see what it's all about. The most obvious place to start with is the speed, and there's no doubt about it, the Canyon Aeroad is a really quick bike. It's so fast. In a straight line, down hills, up hills and through corners, it's a really quick bike. It's not showing its age in any way. The very first Canyon Aeroad back in 2015 that I rode was a really impressive bike, and despite its age, the bike is not feeling it at all. Still feels really quick, and this model offers all that speed at a pretty reasonable price, and you're getting a really good set of fast Renault wheels, and you don't get many bikes in this price range with such a deep section all carbon wheel set. So impressive build quality. If you like going fast, whether you're racing or just riding for fun and enjoyment, then an aero bike is an obvious choice. And the Canyon Aeroad offers all that speed of an aero bike at a pretty low price. The geometry sets the bike up for racing and fast riding exceptionally well. The steering quite fast, but it turns in the corners really nicely, really sharp and responsive, and just does what you expect it to do. Something else to talk about is the comfort. Now, you don't generally buy an aero bike for comfort. There are plenty of better bikes to buy if you want a smoother ride. Thankfully, manufacturers made big advances in this department, and the Canyon Aeroad, despite its age, not being the most modern bike, still provides a generally pretty smooth ride. There's a lot more feedback through the road surface to contact points than a more all-round bike like the Canyon Ultimate, for example, but it's still much more forgiving, and it's a smaller compromise than it used to be back in 2011, 2012 when it first came out. Now, thanks to disc brakes, it's easier to fit a wide tyre, and this bike will easily take a 28, probably wider, but I did the Tour of Flanders Sportive. I'll show you some footage from that now, and I fitted a 28mm wide tyre, replacing the 23-25 combo on this bike, and it made a big difference. So bigger tyres at lower pressures to suit your weight is one easy way to provide a lot more comfort. And the wider tyres definitely helped me on the cobbles of the Tour of Flanders route. It's not the smoothest ride compared to the Specialized Roubaix I rode a few days later, but it's worth bearing in mind that Alexander Kristoff won Tour of Flanders in 2015 on the Canyon at his first outing on that race. So the bike is certainly capable, and in between the cobbles you have fast, flat roads where aerodynamics is definitely a trump card. There's a big argument about disc brakes in the cycling market at the moment, and this Aeroad CF SL 7.0 comes with disc brakes, which I'm riding for £2,899, or you can get the same bike, essentially same group set and wheels, but with rim brakes, and you save £400 and quite a bit of weight. Now, the price is quite a big factor. If you're on a really tight budget, then that is probably the bike to recommend, but if you can stretch the extra £400, I recommend disc brakes. Personally, after having run disc brakes so much for the last couple of years, going back to rim brakes is really difficult. The power and modulation you get from disc brakes is so good, it's hard to beat really. One finger braking Give yourself more control and confidence when you're riding on fast roads. But the weight difference between this bike and the rim brake version is harder to ignore. Now, if you are worried about weight, then this is not really the bike for you. You should be looking at the company's Ultimate, the lighter weight all-round bike. And aero trumps weight on flat, undulating roads. So the weight isn't really as big a factor as you think it might be when you're looking at the bike on paper. But all things being equal, I definitely choose the disc brake version personally. But if you're on a budget or you do want to save some weight, then the rim brake model might be the bike for you. So I think it's pretty clear I like the Canyon Aeroad CF SL 7.0 disc. It's a lot of bike, a lot of performance for £2,889. And although it's not the most modern, contemporary, bleeding edge aero road bike, it's still really fast with great performance, great handling and pretty decent comfort if you put a wide tyre on. So it's not really showing its age at all. I'm really impressed that this bike's been around for so long and it still looks good and it still rides really well. And I think the fact you're getting this bike with a Shimano 105 group set, which let's not forget is a really good group set, with a semi-compact chain set, hydraulic disc brakes, and a really good set of carbon Reynolds wheels. It's a good all-round package and it's ready to race out of the box, which is a good thing because all Canyons, as you know, are delivered in a box and you have to assemble it yourself. So if you're racing, or get into racing and you want an aero road bike, then this is a really good choice because you're not paying a hefty premium like you are with the latest modern aero road bikes from like Specialized, Cervelo, Candel and others. If I was still young and racing, I would definitely use an aero road bike like this. And if I had a bike like this when I was racing 10 plus years ago, I would have been very happy indeed. I didn't because aero road bikes hadn't been invented yet. But if I was racing now, if I was still young, which I'm not, and still fast, which I'm not, then I would definitely have an aero road bike. Because although the benefits may be small, they are there definitely. And if you've got an aero helmet, you bought a power meter, you might have a coach, and you've got an aero skin suit, then you might as well get an aero frame to match the rest of your aero kit, just to give yourself every advantage in a quick race, a road race, whatever it may be. So I would definitely recommend you, if you are racing or get into racing, to buy an aero road bike. However, if you're not racing, but you still want a fast bike, which basically me, I don't race anymore, but I still like riding fast. I enjoy the speed and sensation of riding fast, and I still like aero road bikes for that simple reason they make you go faster more easily. So although I'm not racing anymore, I still like going fast, and that's why I'm drawn to aero road bikes. And to get a whole package like this for such a good price, it's just an absolute bargain really. For racing then, it's ready to go out of the box. Just change the stem to your preference and you're ready to go, which you can on the bike because you don't have the aero cockpit one-piece setup. You have a regular stem and handlebar, so it's very easy to change the fit requirements for yourself. If you aren't racing, I would recommend fitting a wide tyre. A 28mm wide tyre goes on here, a beaut, gives you a bit more performance, a bit more comfort, and it's just a no-brainer really. And the money you're saving over a high-end aero road bike, you can afford to buy a new set of tyres. But as a package, it comes together really well. Got a good frame, decent set of wheels, nice saddle, nice group set, decent brakes, a nice handlebar and stem. As a package, it's all really good. And it looks amazing in this silver, gloss silver finish with black. Very, very smart. So that is the Canyon Aeroad CF SL 7.0 disc. Brief review after having ridden it for the last 4 or 5 weeks. There's a full written in-depth review on the road.cc website and I'll put a link to that in the description below. But for now, if you've got any questions about the bike, put them in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and like it if you enjoyed watching this video, which I hope you did. And that's all for now really. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all again next time.